because if it can help save people out there who are suffering from any sort of cancer. Yeah, mine was bladder, but I had symptoms. And I know people who don't have symptoms who have struggled. But it is, and I'm a prime example of someone who say, no, I'm not going to a doctor. I don't want to go in. Just check yourself up. It can't do what it's better knowing than not knowing, because we've got responsibilities as dads or as brothers, as sisters, as we've got family people around us. And as much as you want to run and hide and whatever, it's better to know. Now I want to know everything. If my heart's not in God, I found out my heart goes the wrong way around, by the way, as well during all of this, but it still works. Okay. So I'm going to get that checked out from time to time. And I'm not going to be, oh my God, I feel ill, I'm going to rush to a doctor. You can't live like that. You've got to, I don't, you asked me about a diet earlier. Yeah, I don't, some people say to me, never have sugar again, never have this. So I talked to the dietitians and they said, look, Adam, live your life, but just be sensible, right? You don't drink anyway, you don't smoke. Maybe just watch the processed food, but just be, so I try and eat a bit healthier, but hey, if I have a Mackie D's late at night once in a while, have a kebab, I'm not going to stop living life because otherwise what's the point? You've got to have fun. You've got to have adventures too. Yeah, but you've got to be sensible as well. And I've got to be more balanced. And I guess I'm all in. So I guess that's the thing I have to be careful about, is just sort of making sure that I don't overdo it, because I'm prone to doing that. I work hard, and with boxing and the sports world that we're in, I like to mentor young fighters. I like to help out, and you can do that 24/7. So you've got to have a break. And I said to you, we've booked in, I'll do it. It's great. It's a pleasure to chat to you, but I've worked days and days and days in a row, and I've got to just be careful of that. I've got to say to myself, okay, next couple of days, just take your foot off it a little bit, Ad, because I know what I'm like. If someone's on the phone to me and say, oh, Ad, can you just help me with that? I'm more than likely to say yes. And I've learned a little bit to say no, which is a harder word, but it's a word you need to, I think. But yeah, look, it's something I've been through and something that is part of my story now. And do I look at myself as a cancer survivor? No. I look at myself as someone that has dealt with something, and because of the support and love I had of doctors and friends and family, I've made it through. I couldn't have done it on my own. I remember being on my own sometimes late at night in the hospital thinking, I'm going to die here. I can't do this. So thank you to everyone out there who helped, whether you're my best friends or my groups that just came in and helped me, or the nurses that just came in overnight and just kept me going, or the just the little messages and the people that came to around me. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that, and I'm grateful to every single one of those people. I can't say thank you enough. But yeah, I just made it through, and on to the next. And hey, if I get someone tells me something's wrong with me again, we'll deal with it. We'll look at it. We'll deal with it, and we'll work at it. And they tell me I've got this or that, we'll deal with it. I think the key is with all of this is acceptance, and that's hard, because it's hard to accept that you've got cancer. It's hard to accept that look, if something happens to my child, oh my God, that puts everything into perspective, right? I want my children healthy. You want your children healthy and happy. And to hear somebody's child is in trouble is far worse than any adult, any 50-year-old man. My word, we've already lived a huge life. Children you want healthy. Children are our future. And as long as my kids are healthy and happy and have their dad as present as he can be, that's what I want to be. And it's gratitude. It's some humility that you're taught as well, I think. You think, oh, I'm flying here, there, and everywhere. I'm in Vegas. And I don't like to ever say that I'm a good commentator, or I like to be a nice person, but you do. I think you do have a bit of an ego then. You do think, oh, okay, hey, look at me. I'm doing this and that. And I never wanted to be like that at Sky. I had a great team. I had an amazing team who were better than me at stuff. I didn't ever want to be seen as that person. But I guess in a way, if you haven't gone through adversity or pain, you probably do get carried away with things. So I think it is a lesson. I've learned a lot. I feel like I'm a changed version of myself, if that makes sense. I'm still me, but I'm a very much calmer me. I don't tend to get angry or stressed like I used to. I mean, there are times, obviously, when we're all under pressure, but yeah, I tend to enjoy life more and tend to be calm. And yeah, I tend just to be very, very grateful for being back in the sport I love, but most importantly, being here and enjoying the sunshine of today.
I love that journey, that story that you've sort of shared with us in terms of there's so much to learn from it, Adam. If there's one sort of piece of advice that someone's going through something and this thing called anxiety comes over, it's that thing where you're not present right now, you're just thinking of all of the things that could be happening and going wrong. Is there one bit of practice that you do to just come back and go, like you say, we'll deal with it?
It's a great question, and it's a question I think I know my answer to, and I'm teaching mainly my eldest daughter at the moment, who can get a bit sort of. She's learning to drive at the minute, and she's great, but she gets, that parallel parking, and she gets into a sort of spot, and my son can get a bit angry at times, and my little girl she's the vibrant nutcase, and she's always keeping us on our toes. But yeah, I think it's a difficult one. I think what I've learned is to just stay still and breathe. And it's hard in life. Life is so fast. Life is, you've got to rush here. You're going to be late for this. You're going to be allowed that. Just breathe and take a moment. I think that is the best bit of advice I can say. I could follow it with control what you can control and not what you can't, or learn the difference between them. It's the serenity prayer, isn't it? God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I think that's really important. I think it's like with my cancer, I couldn't do anything about it. I mean, I suppose I could have lived a better life up to it, maybe, who knows? I mean, I had genetic testing afterwards. Thankfully, there's nothing in there to worry the kids. So it happened, right? And I don't blame anything for it. But it was, I'm sure, stress, environment, factors, life, whatever. So I could live in regrets. No, I could have done that different. I don't live like that. I live in today. We've all made mistakes in the past. We've all got things wrong. We can all apologize to them until we're blue in the face. But ultimately, you can only live in the moment, and your history has made you to what you are now. So I would say in those moments of anxiety, of pressure, of bad news, of difficult stuff, is just and okay, you can't do it in every way. If you get a sudden shocking call or something, you're going to react. You're going to be angry, devastated, whatever. Of course, it's a natural human emotion. But I think maybe just to hold yourself and breathe and try and rationally take some time to process what's just sort of happened. I think that's probably the best bit of advice. Breathe, keep yourself grounded, keep yourself calm. I think if I've got a stressful situation on commentary and there's suddenly something changing, whatever, you can deal with it like that, but you're better dealing it with if you just take a little breath. Just ground yourself. Sort of go again. I think you'll be better for that. It's hard. So breathing techniques, bit of meditation, bit of time on your own. I love walking now. I love fresh air. I used to go to the gym relentlessly, sort of every 6 o'clock in the morning. I'd be there on that exercise bike, on my phone, trying to multitask. Don't do any of that anymore. Yes, I'm on my phone. Yes, I've got pressures and stress of life, but I walk everywhere. If I can, I live in Acton. If I can walk to Chiswick, which is a 10-minute car journey, it's a half an hour walk, an hour walk there and back. Walk. I mean, by the time you're parked and all that, I mean, I couldn't walk here today. It was a bit far, but you get my meaning. I love walking because I never used to look at trees and flowers and I think, what? I'm far too busy for that, but it's kind of nice. It's kind of therapeutic. It's good for mental health. It's I breathe. I just sort of, I love walking around. I love seeing things. I'm walking around London much more. I took it for granted. I think, and okay, sometimes you're in a rush somewhere and you can't do it, but I think if you just have a different attitude and you're willing to change, I make mistakes. I behave badly at times. We all do. We all do things we shouldn't do. None of us can be a perfect human being. I'm far from it. But I guess I've learned things. I've learned how to be a better version of me by just sort of adapting to what is out there and calming myself